Well, and one of the things, the only other thing I'll say, and Kerry's heard me say this, is that obviously I was pulling for Harris because I thought I'm a Rockefeller Republican, but I thought the risks of a second Trump term were just too great. But my second choice, if Harris didn't win, was to have Trump win convincingly enough where we could finally get past this election denialism. And they were already starting to lay the groundwork of filing some lawsuits if they lost. So now I think that this gives a real boost for election integrity. It'll be a lot harder in 4 years if there's a close race for them to pull the same stuff that they tried to pull in 2020. But what's your thought on all of that?
Yeah, no, I think it's really important that Republicans get past this election integrity uh, story or a narrative. I was in Nevada working on a Senate race in 22 that Adam Laxalt lost very narrowly by 7,000 votes. But on that race, we did not encourage early voting. We didn't even work in the arena of ballot harvesting, which the Democrats are great at. And it's legal. There was nothing wrong with it. But because I guess Adam Laxalt had been so vocal saying that he did not agree with ballot harvesting, that we didn't participate. And in the end, he only lost by 7,700 votes. That would have been, I think, could have been made up, ballot harvesting. We also said don't vote early. On election day 2020 in Nevada, it snowed in Reno, Washoe County, which is a pretty 50-50 county. And people didn't go to vote. It rained in Clark County, Vegas. People didn't go vote. And if 7,700 people stayed home, that was the difference.
Yeah. And the thing, that's why I always said the easiest way to avoid this, and again, Kerry's heard me say this, if McConnell had gotten 9 more senators to convict Trump, because when you sell your soul to the devil, you often get burned, right? And so Trump cost McConnell not once but twice control of the Senate, because as you say, he crapped so much on early voting that David Perdue got 49.7% of the vote in that jungle primary, right?
Yeah.
Because fewer people voted in the general than voted in the primary, and then fewer people voted in the runoff than voted in the general. And so hence you have 2 Democratic senators.
In Georgia,
so
yeah.
There's no greater example of that. And to the Republicans' credit this year, they did finally say, hey, we need to embrace early voting. We need to get people to do mail-in ballots, because just for the record, the 2 states that have the highest mail-in vote procedures, which are Oregon and Colorado, have some of the lowest rates of fraud. So it's a very safe way to do it.
Yeah, no, I think that I work in the grassroots space. So I'm out in these states talking to voters, talking to groups, and they just wanted permission to vote early, that it is safe. They wanted to hear it from our teams on the ground. And when Donald Trump was at the top in 2020 saying, don't vote early, don't trust it, I think a lot of people just didn't even vote or didn't show up or were scared. So this time I found, especially in Nevada, so many of our voters were happy to have that permission, go vote early. And if they didn't trust the mail-in system, or they wanted to vote early, but not mail it in, they could drive to the box, put it in themselves, check the Secretary of State website, which we encourage people to do. You log in, you see your votes there. It's just, people want to understand what they're doing with this. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to understand, why am I doing this? And is it safe? And it worked. We had really great turnout.